So right as I was waking up to this synchronicity coming from Dragonlance, I came across somebody online that I was looking for. She was called the Flower Girl. Ever since I came across Adventure Time, this show, Adventure Time, I told people online that I was looking for this girl. She was like my best friend. I had a dream where we were talking all night, and I woke up feeling like my best friend was gone. And so I was looking for her, and I shared online that she was the Flower Girl. And for a while, I thought that she was the largest echo, and I still wonder maybe she is, but I don't know for sure. But in my dream, I'm supposed to find the air, and I believe I found it, and it was somebody else because of the 2 kiss marks that were yellow on her chest in some of her earliest photos. Anyways, when I came across this person named Taylor, she's a Fork Girl cosplay. She's the real Marceline because she was in this reoccurring dream I had of the brides trying to get married. There was something called a Felicia Fork burrito that was an agreement that I would put all my focus on one girl at a time and give them a chance more because they were upset that they didn't have a chance to meet me, and I didn't give anybody a chance to be with me. And so in this dream, Felicia Day was in it, and she was in Felicia Fork burrito, and we just snuggled in a sleeping bag, like how people would out in the wild if they're really cold. And it was really nice and innocent. And so Felicia was the name of the biggest crush I ever had when I was growing up. I used to call her the cat girl. I think it was her name. I had a big crush on her and really wanted to meet her, and I found out she liked me too, but it never happened. Anyways, so Felicia Day has a special name that's like having it every day. And then Fork Girl, when I came across her photos, when I came across her, I was documenting at this time everything that happened to me because of the same thing that I was talking about with the authors of the novel and having the right. It would have felt like I was doing something wrong if I didn't let them know what they did for me or how they responded to me. It would have possibly felt like taking advantage of them. And it kind of asks us, is it okay to have this much exposure to people with all these photographs and videos and everything? Especially if they're not informed of what other people could be doing. But how do I reach them without reaching the people we have to worry about? So, anyways, who would we have to worry about? Somebody who is not willing to go through the queue for her right to say no. That a person that's attractive learns at a young age that complimenting to win is a lot safer. All a person needs is just one partner, and it's really dumb to always be the top and best everywhere. It's a lot more dangerous. But maybe it was the best for someone somewhere, worked out at the time, but I don't think it's a very civilized way. I think there's a better way found in the letter Q that's complementing to win, that's not competing to win. And so in my dreams, there was also Rocky Balboa, and that's part of the reason that Balboa Lake is found. And Kate Bush's song is built it up for a certain girl to wake up and throw her high heels into the lake and have the courage to actually walk on the water without sinking in. But anyways, so you find this where Adams Street becomes York, and Arrow Yo Glen shows the yo-yo, and it's very interesting. It's a very beautiful, interesting, cool story, but obviously somewhere people owe me an apology, owe this girl an apology, and they can share us their concern, and we'll respect them. But we're not exactly here to give them everything that I worked on. So here it's showing Takhisis, the Queen of Darkness. The reason that I associated her with Taylor, that is Fort Girl cosplay, is because of the pictures the timing and the thoughts that I had when I came across her. She used a chair that I sat in when I was a kid. When I painted the figurine, she used the chair with timing so that I would connect to where maybe our minds touched each other in the Forbidden Zone. And as a child, my parents were divorced. When my dad moved out, I didn't have enough to look at. And so, that was a mistake my mom made. She should have given us some sort of nudity, like in artwork or whatever, but she was a single mom. She didn't know. And, but one of the things I had was a picture of the Queen of Darkness. She was very beautiful. But anyways, the timing of the chair and stuff like that connected me to that, and the dream that I had of the recurring dream of the women that were upset that they never got to meet me or have a chance. And then there was this Palm Beach girl showing me that she was the one that proposed to me at Riverside, and that her knees were showing in the dress that she wore, and the Kate Bush song is playing in the clip that's online found, where it's swapping the places with the other girl, because there was a lot of them kneeling. There was a lot of them wanting to get married. It's probably for what we would get in the next life, because of the genes or whatever, having the fun father or whatever that had become. Amber Entertainment was something I worked on my entire life. Adam Mead and Ben Ruttinger. And unfortunately, when I shared on Facebook why it was so good, somebody broke into my car and took it from me right after that happened. There's been a network. Probably not linked to what it was before, but what it was before may have been wanting something bad to go on with me, and may have, been hoping, providing a path and trail. Well, here, showing her left leg, because that's the side of her that would be temporary. So, coming from her parents, T and A is not good. It's not good to use somebody for T and A, because there's a letter Y found after that. It's a line between good and evil. And so if you're going to tie the knot, it needs to be on the other leg. So it's part of her name there. And so this is Takhisis, the Dark Queen of Krynn, shown with Raceland. It's always in the desert, which is funny because this girl actually lives in Texas. So the symbol, the abyss, and what that symbolizes would be Twitch, or Twitch TV, or playing video games online. The competition that would be for the constellation in the sky would be basically getting the most views, getting the most comments, making the most money by sharing video game streaming online. And so that's why Caramon, that'd be my brother, warns Raceland not to go through with it, because the world will be destroyed if he wastes his life with video games. Get it? Because there's a lot of things I'm working on. So it's important for me to not spend the rest of my life on video games. competing with the Dark Queen of Krynn. Now, the Dark Queen of Krynn, she's called this to respect her privacy. And it's funny, with this thing on her forehead, it's kind of a joke because of what I did. There was around her birthday on my Facebook, I posted a picture. There was a magazine that came out showing my forehead in the background, and I said, my famous forehead, and because I thought there was something very attractive about her forehead. In fact, all my life I would when designing video games and stuff like that, I just thought she was very beautiful, and I would try to make her forehead like really big. And so it's like the person that made this knows about it, and so there's gray there because she does have a great forehead, and she might think, oh no, is there something wrong with me? And it's funny how people will think that. I mean, a small forehead can look great too. Fortunately, the brain tissue that's used the most would be what lines our entrails. Our memory and stuff would be more like our small intestine, and the large intestine would be more like our consciousness. The brain that we have for our head is for our eyes, our ears, our senses, and for bodily functions. It's not really where we are found as much as we thought previously. We are harboring colonies of bacteria and parasites inside of us that want to feel protected and are threatened, and it's been important to protect the identity. So here it's shown this woman here. Should I kiss her on the breast as the heir, or is it somebody else? On the chest, I meant, not the breast. So here it shows Raceland. It shows Lorak, who contacted the Dragon Worm. Here's Queen of Darkness, Takhisis. In my mind, it's Taylor. Pork Girl cosplay. And so dragons have represented rape. Dragons have represented date rape, drugs, forcing people. And the reason for this is because she is found in Texas along the border, where people may be the most tempted to do something like take her by force. And so she's someone that I would be very concerned about in regards to the goth thing. I've never supported bondage. I've never supported that sort of thing. I mean, my friends doing it, it was only to alarm us of who we should actually be worried about. People weren't really into it further than that, as far as I know. In the Portland scene, for the goth scene, I favored the Brickbat Mansion side. In other words, I go against the wall with maybe Elastica or something. Because there's somebody that should be caught. That maybe doing date rape drugs or trying to force things. I mean, and so on the good side, you find dragons on the good side as well, where the good guy paladin or whatever is found. That's because legally people can find ways that force people into things. Force them by showing them no other path and then blocking everything else. There's one way. Or maybe alcohol, maybe coffee, maybe sugar. Maybe there's something that people don't even know about. But, that's not a way to find somebody. That's not a way to win somebody's love. So this is where you find Dragonlance is a lot more interesting than other things because of how there are good characters and evil characters. And so it's very fascinating. Why would there be an evil character? Why would they choose that side? What's going on here? How could they possibly go that route? And that's what makes the Dragonlance series very good and very fun to read because of how it will bring you to question yourself or question who the bad guy is. Isn't that beautiful? Takhisis. So on the right shoulder and the left shoulder, she's folding her arms.
Oh, go ahead.
So metal has been metal. A necklace has been next. What's this right here? I'm not sure why this isn't. Here's Takhisis. Now this reminds me of a picture I may have had as a kid. So here he's being, a snake has got his arm, a snake has got his wrist. And then over here, so he's been tied down. There are three big things on his necklace, which represents the three daughters, as shown as the moons. Because of having dreams of three sons, I've had dreams of three of my sons. I don't know if they were actually my sons or not, or if it was just to teach me, and so I didn't do certain things. But there was, but it's showing three circles there. It's three spheres for the three daughters that are next. And then she's holding me back. She's possibly grateful, but not really. But she's been tricked into being grateful that a network's holding me back. And so here, there are cut marks on him. This part right here represents wood, or reward, or air, or reached it temporarily. So it shows that if we loved each other just temporarily, that it would hurt. But she was like my best friend in there, though. And it's not like I've slept in the same bed with somebody without having sex. We had what we called a nest for like a year. We didn't actually sleep together all that much, so I fell asleep on the couch all the time. But yeah, I'm not the kind of person that somebody have to worry about. And I really should be. Well, look, she has. That's really cool. So there's diamonds it's cutting off the diamonds. You can see. So the stone element on the walls of Egypt would be in this location right here. And so there are diamonds shown there. And so it's teasing and cutting off who would be his wife or whatever. Isn't that beautiful? Now she looks similar. She might look a little bit more like the woman that I've been dreaming about as my wife than Fork Girl. Honestly. I don't know. Here she's whispering or talking into his right side because of the way I program my music. I always have it coming from the right side, the deep stare programming, because when it comes from the left side, it symbolizes somebody returning. So it's just to give the listener the best experience, and for certain songs, so that she feels the singer's returning or whatever. Unfortunately, somebody very jealous has been capable of changing a song while I'm making it so that she hears it differently. That's actually true. I've been actually shown this. That's very scary. So anyways, so she has blue hair here. Hair symbolizes marriage because of air, and the air element on the pentagram is a reward or the marriage because of a mermaid, and stones are needed to get to her. Stone symbolizes work, getting cut off until the work is done, while air shows the reward or the marriage. Water represents teas, and it's also the mirror where you perfect your own teas. And then so it's showing me your wife, your marriage, and she's up here, her hands back, because her hands will come back somewhere else. And it's showing that she's right. And then her head is back. She'll head back because she'll come up from the left side. And so she's tempting him. Very beautiful picture. And so now here is another one of the Queen of Darkness, Takhisis. In my mind, it's Taylor. She's also Marceline from Adventure Time, If I Were Finn. So Finn, the name Finn is, it means claiming, and it means balancing or bringing justice. And then there are 2 letter N's found, which means loved. And then, so I have this hat that I wear, this hat that's fuzzy and friendly looking, and it is the hat that I wore on a video that I made for the letter A. I was trying to do something that was child friendly for the letter A, and I uploaded that, and I have it somewhere, but it was for kids. I was aiming it for kids, so that is and so it seems like Finn showed that one and connects to that, because compared to other people, I might be a lot better for their mind or whatever, because of, I suggest that they save themselves for the echo that comes from the future spouse, and just tease and wait, and right, not to have people to want something in the future and not to need somebody now, and I am programmed that way. So being around me gives other people that influence to do the same thing. And it's also extremely straight. Doesn't want more than one partner. Doesn't want anything homosexual either. I've never desired the same gender. It was only just children experimenting sort of thing. That's all. We were imagining other things. But so these are snakes and dragons shown behind her. And there is something coming from her right hand. It's cutting off one of the dragons. Right. What a beautiful picture here, showing her and the dragons. Agreeing, you never right.
Can you get your hands sanitized?
Agreeing that you're never right. And then you're not ready to leave for the left foot here. For the left foot here. You're not ready to leave. And then in the end, you'll be back. For the black dragon. That's funny. And then here, She's clenching her fist. She's reaching out. This means enjoy it. This is asking to enjoy it. To enjoy what you have, or to enjoy her. Metal goes into the air. And then here are the wings. That symbolizes, I've also been alone too long. I am also feeling lonely. And then here, you can see on the never side, which would be her left mind. And then will be their later side, which would be her right mind. There's, you're ready to agree. Never to be alone. And then it's asking to write back more often. Over here, she's dancing. This is symbolic of, like belly dancing kind of. And this is a picture I was using for, I was promoting local belly dancing stuff in the past. I used to use this picture. Here's is that a black dragon? Black, agreeing to be back. Never agree to come back. And what's this? What is she showing there? A wrist. And then so this is showing her passion in that location there. And this is her reward showing there. And so it's asking to leave her. And then this is, it's right, the right dragon's there, so it's right to leave her. And then here is red and blue, found up here, which would be you're ready for the end, or for the person in the end. It's interesting how it changes from artist to artist. Coming from their soul is very beautiful. Leader of the 5 dragon armies. Okay, Takhisis. So this name actually means, so T is gifting, A is empathy, caring, thinking for another, sharing space. K is a handing. Letter I is is trading. It's to put out the fire before it reaches the wood, tying the knot or making a trade with the elements water, stone, and air. The letter I is a scale of justice or balancing, making sure everyone's cared for and fed. The letter S means measuring what's entering the body. And then, so repeating it twice means that it's already happened in the past. I mean that actually it's already done. So having is like that means we already know where justice has been done, and we know it's in your body. Or we know where justice is. We know where justice is, and we know it's in your body. Or we know what you've taken. And then, so there's that. So, a dragon tail coming from the right shoulder. Interesting. So in a way, this kind of symbolizes to be careful of what we share or what we're teaching our children. The location of that tail right there. Because over the right shoulder is for the children. Over the left shoulder is for the people that are older. To our subconscious mind. So this would be green. On the never side, down in her hand, whispers of Takhisis, agreeing it's never. And then never be ready to leave is on the left foot. Very beautiful. There's a flag there planted in the fire, which represent passion. So it means claimed passion. Here's another one. See, it shows a Takhisis, but she's actually a dragon. She is a dragon that comes as several heads. A five-headed dragon, I believe. And that would be black, white, blue, red, and green. Interesting. Why didn't they have orange or yellow? Purple. Isn't that interesting? So, with two fire things here, it's like no to leave the passion and get ready to enter Dragonlance, which would represent putting an end to rape or forcing people on a certain path. So here she's watching, this would represent her watching Raceland and Chrysania while alone. Her hair is going to the never side because it's found over here, where her left mind is found. How could anyone say that only some people deserve to see the beautiful mind of other people? I can understand where somebody is, where they've committed scary acts of violence or whatever. In general, for most people, you should know. Especially, what's coming from me is really helpful. So here is pink has represented surrender. The slash marks, writing back. It represents writing back. It represents communication. It represents talking a lot, which is actually what happened in my dreams. We talked about it. So Marceline, in the name Marceline, is also part of the recurring dream of the brides trying to get married. Because there was a lineup, and they were, doing like what the men were doing in the letter Q, but it's kind of forbidden, not like forbidden, but it's just, it's usually on the other side because the man is supposed to be the one working. But anyways, so there's white lines going across her, and that represents an encounter. It comes from, so in the name Marceline, you find mother, heading, and then taking from the lineup is found in the name Marceline. Vampire Queen has represented, so the vampire has represented pleasuring yourself while thinking of somebody else. Or a mermaid. A person using a mermaid is a vampire. A person, so the vampire queen, being the queen of darkness, is asking for people to respect her and respect her privacy and not do anything that makes her look bad. And it's really funny how in Portland, Taylor Street is parallel to Yam Hill. Yam Hill was to change Palm Beach so that I could date her. so that she would stop eating bird. But you don't want to call it the potato path because we're too Irish. So it's the yam path. And it's part of her name too, an amber beheading, an AM beheading. And in a way it's like saying I inspired her to be more into golf. But hopefully not the bondage side. See, that's what scares me. Because there's such an extreme jump. Because there's people that were victims of rape. And that's might be more commonly found in the goth scene or whatever than people that actually support that. Like, I haven't really found people that support that. But anyways. So here is I guess I've heard of people role playing. I've heard of people role playing and doing like fantasy things. I've never done that. Anyways, it might be somebody's way of letting go of something, or I don't know. Maybe she shared with cats too much. It's been like a joke thing, but you know, if cats are capable of bringing us thoughts, but it doesn't mean that we're going to cross the line for it. And it doesn't really do it then. I've never really had the thought of taking somebody or being forceful. But maybe I do it without knowing it. When I'm around cats more, that is something to be aware of. Animals that we're sharing space with. We associate Dad with the bear because the bear ghosts in that cave might be a better influence on us than the cat ghosts in the cat cave. Might bring a person to think in the more, I'm going to grab this and have my way with it rather than the bear. Here it shows Chrysania crying. Chrysania has been synchronized as Palm Bead, also from Twitch. I've been having dreams of her being married to me and having children with me. From what I've witnessed, she hasn't been able to see anything that I've shared as far as I know. It's very possible somebody blocked me the entire time and paid her to look like she was aware of me when she wasn't. Until I know otherwise, I must say that that's real. Until it's been proven to not be real. So here she's at the end of the bed, creeping up on her, and there's really a dragon, because it's rape. And there's somebody wanting to force her in a way that she's not able to see everything. She doesn't have the rights that she was supposed to have. It's illegal. It's illegal to be that controlling. And people will come up with reasons how. Reasons that should be found in court. It certainly will be involving her because of what happened. So it should be profitable for us becoming a lawyer. Wow, so many companies have helped these dragons or whatever. You can start with small claims and it's going to build up. So here's the lightning bolts. So this staff represents my website. There's Raceland. And these dragons here represent your website has your back when you leave. And then ready, horny in the end. That's funny. Somebody is saying, I want to help you. And then here's green, right. Let's see, green to right. I agreed with you that we are never right. At best, we'll be incomplete. Isn't this beautiful here? It's so beautiful what comes out of their minds. So here it shows entering the right foot at white, right, bright, everything that rhymes. Right, a green. And she's looking up into the sky. She's trying to go up into the sky. So it's like she wants to be married. She wants to be married. And then the horns are there representing maybe her feelings. And is that a moon behind her that represents the daughter or the sun coming? And the cape flowing like this, there could be people picking it up, like escorting her down the aisle. And so this really looks like it's expressing somebody's, want. But she's wearing black. So that could be alarming. Because black has meant poly, where white has meant monogamy, according to my dreams, our dreams. And so here on the left foot, you'll find black, blue, and red. And so it's ready. So she's on the left foot side for leaving. So it's like you won't be black. Perhaps. If that makes sense. So right, you green. Ready, you're black is left. And then she has blue skin here, which would mean your skin. Here's an orb here. Is this Takhisis? It's interesting. Maybe it's just something that had the Takhisis tag, but it's not actually her. I can see it though. Metal. Horns. Horns everywhere. Metal. And the table. Leave the bird. So you can go out on a date, please. Leave the dragon orb too. That represents calling for assistance in something that's like rape. What is this right here? I mean, she doesn't do anything like that. She doesn't do anything like that. Maybe she has without knowing it. But I mean, addition should be used rather than just cutting people off. If somebody feels just or whatever, they should just let the person know the reason. So here's green, breath. Here's black. Here's red. Here's white. Here's blue. So entering at ready. And then right goes to you're never here. And then here is left your back. And then here is, she's not spooning me from behind. And then here is a green in the end. Green with you in the end. And it's to leave her. Maybe this person who made this likes her or likes me. It's beautiful. So here, having two flames has meant no. No to leave your passion. and flight is meant marriage. And then see the right side, which means getting married to one. It's not Tim Allen or all En. It's just a joke. Because of Toolman Taylor, Tim the Toolman Taylor. I mean, people have that, right? People have done it. We're sharing gravity with him. So here's white, red, blue, and what's that? Black and green. So ready back, ready to have your back, and then entered it right. And there's a big tower there. Maybe that represents staying legal. Don't really want to go on any spy missions or stupid undercover excuse. And here's this black, blue? Blue on the top sky. You're never horny. It's kind of a joke. And then a green in the end to have children because of the tongue coming out. Because the letter N is loving, drinking and eating. It's for the gut, brain. It's for children. It's not, it wouldn't be the sex kind of loving. That doesn't really fit. Because it's more the kind of that feeds, that actually needs. And so here is green, and then cool spiky hair there. So it's agreeing to measure the dreams and thoughts that are coming, the spiky hair. Because of the letter S is measuring what's entering the body, the letter P is dreaming, and the tongue is in the air. So it's doing that with a proud path for yourself. Very beautiful. What's this? It feels like there was a lot of pressure on Palm B to be open, coming from other people, coming from stuff that she's surrounded by. It's coming from almost everything that she comes across that is coming from music or books or coming from other people, asking her to be open and open up our marriage or whatever, so that whoever made it has a chance to touch one of us in the way that they want it or whatever. And so she has a lot of pressure. She's had a lot of pressure to do this or else, and that shouldn't be put on her. And it doesn't exactly come from my ex-girlfriend. It comes from a lot more than she knows. It's something that I've witnessed, and I've witnessed her try to put a stop to constantly. So where she does actually do that, I've witnessed that it's something that she's been kind of forced into. But not necessarily though. I mean, she is younger than me. I wouldn't, want her to be trapped with an old man that's not capable of loving her back in the way that she deserves. So, that's the reason I've said things like, you could open it later, of course. So it's better than cheating. It's better than being dishonest. I'm the most honest person. I'm a bit too honest. But I don't think there is such a thing. So there's a lance that has her back. That's supposed to put an end to rape. Minotaur. It's interesting because of what I just talked about, Minotaur. Interesting. she's looking above the head. So it's like, see, her eyes are kind of cross-eyed, so it's like the horns are too close, perhaps, or something like that. This is showing Takhisis as the dragons, but it's actually Lorana in the front. And this would be because Lorana lived in Utah and was illegal. So Takhisis is gone. Taylor's gone. She's been replaced by dragons. And these here would symbolize illegal immigrants, the Draconians. All right, well, that's everything. I'm hoping I want to get more involved in politics on both sides. I think it would be really fun to create like neutral zone ideas that would get the community together and make it a lot easier for Mexicans to get citizenship by bringing the communities together and having it so that we're not allowed to speak our own language while doing events and stuff like that. I think that'd be really fun. All right, there it is, Takhisis.